Okay, today is probably going to be a quick one. Today it was just when I was out kind of walking the dog last night. I usually do a few things. It takes me about half an hour to walk the dog, so I've got time to think and read and listen to kind of podcasts and stuff like that. But I was thinking about my journey, my kind of online journey, how it all started and how I had to kind of grow through different stages to get to the stage where I am today. And it seems when I was looking at kind of other people as well, when I was thinking about their journey, other people online like Russell Brunson, kind of Dean Graziosi, Brenda Bouchard and people like that, we all have a kind of very similar journey. And I'm just wondering if it's the same pattern for everybody. So the kind of journey for me, and maybe this is the same for you as well, the journey for me has been like kind of personal growth to start with. You have to learn about yourself. You have to become really self-aware about yourself, what you want, what you believe, what your kind of mindset is with regards to kind of doing business online, but just in your personal life as well. You really have to get to know yourself, really get to know your strengths, really get to know your weaknesses. And I would kind of suggest working on those strengths and the weaknesses that you've got. Don't try and build them up. Just pass them over to somebody else. If it's in business, for example, if you're not good at website design, pass it over to somebody else. It's good to kind of know about it, know the basics of it, but then you say, okay, that's not my strength, and you pass it on to somebody else if you can. So the first part of the journey is all about personal growth, and that can take years, to be honest. It took me years from the age of 20 to about, 30, 28, 30, between 28 and 30 years old. So that's 10 years kind of personal growth, but I didn't really know kind of what I was doing. I kind of read a book, Think and Grow Rich, and it all started from there, and I was reading other books, but I wasn't on that journey where I wanted to kind of personally develop. Consciously, I wasn't. Unconsciously, I did a lot. There was a lot of personal growth for me, but it wasn't there was no intent behind it. I just grew, so it doesn't have to take you 10 years. If you know exactly what you're looking to do, if you know what you want to believe about yourself, if you know what you want to kind of have in your life, you can do it on a much quicker, you can do it much quicker than I did over 10 years. But then once you get to know yourself, once you become self-aware, once you start believing in yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting your energy, once you do all that, there comes another stage when you go to the online business kind of side of it. And that is, you've done the personal growth, and then you start making money. And that might take a few years as well. And after a few years for me, I started making money. It was all about the money. I want to get more money. I want to get more money. I want to give up my full-time job. I want to get as much money as possible. And then when you start getting the money in, you kind of realise the money's not that important. And I realised what made me really, really happy. And I mean truly happy. I mean just kind of delirious sometimes, was helping other people on their journey, whether it be on their personal growth journey or on their business journey as well. And I realised it wasn't really the money that was important. Of course the money is important to put kind of food on the table and stuff like that, but once you start to get the money in, once you start to make the thousands of dollars a month, and you will if you keep on going at it, and you've got a product and you've got a service to offer, you will. It's just a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, and a lot of people give up before the when, and they give up in the if stage. Once you start to make that money, that's when you realise that having a big car is not important. Having a big house is not that important. It's nice, but it's not really that important. And what makes you truly happy is the fact that you're helping other people. And it just seems to be that everybody that's kind of started online have done that. They've started from personal growth. They've gone into education for themselves. They have to educate themselves about this kind of online business. That's what you're doing just now. With Facebook, growing your platform on Facebook, growing your social media presence, how to create a product, how to create websites, how to create email lists, and do all that. That's about the education stage. You've got personal growth, education, and business. And then when you start making the money, it then goes on to something else. So you've got kind of 4 distinct stages there, if this makes sense. So I'm just thinking out loud here. I've kind of never written it down. I was going to put in a blog post and write it all down and kind of make it more cohesive and more coherent. But when you start to make the money, and as I said you will, you then realise it's not that important. Then you just want to contribute to the world. You want to kind of leave a legacy in the world and just say, this guy, Stephen Aitchison, he taught me this, and this is how I've managed to grow my business with the help of him. I'm not saying it's all me, I'm just saying with the help of me. And kind of what I've taught you in the YDF program, what I've taught you on the YDFLive shows and CYTLive shows or whatever. That's my legacy. Because these videos are going to be there forever. For however long Facebook's up, for however long YouTube is up, and Twitter and kind of Instagram and stuff like that. That's kind of my legacy that I'm leaving. And that is what makes me happy. That is what gets me up in the morning, is the contribution side of it. There's no religious kind of bent on it, but there's a spiritual kind of bent on it, because when you start to contribute to the world, when you really give something of yourself, i.e. your education, everything that I've learned, I'm giving to you in these kind of shows, in the YDFLive show and the CYTLive show as well. I'm giving to you, and that is what makes all the difference in the world for me, because I know, and I didn't believe it at first, I know that my words can help other people. And you doubt yourself at first. How can my words help people? How can what I've learned help other people? But then you soon realise with all the messages that you get, that you are helping people, even if it's an image quote or a video or just what you're doing and telling people on your live shows on Facebook. So it all comes through that distinct, or these kind of 4 distinct stages of wanting to contribute to the world. And at the end of it is that contribution to the world that matters the most. And it's something I didn't really realise. I was just kind of thinking about things when I was on a break as well. I was thinking about loads of different things. I had time to think, because it wasn't really working at all. I just checked emails in the morning and stuff. And I just had time to think about the journey that I've been on as well. And I just thinking, Christ, I'm nearly 50 years old. I wonder when this journey is going to end. And I don't want it to end. It didn't kind of filled me with dread when I thought, at some stage I'm going to have to stop doing this. And I thought, why? Why do you have to stop? You've got the likes of Brian Tracy, who's in his 70s, and he's not stopped yet. And kind of all the kind of personal development people as well that have been around for a long, long time. And I thought, why do I need to stop doing this? And you've got people in the business world as well who are in the 50s and 60s and 70s who are still teaching. And it's that gets me really excited. So I think, okay, I've got another good 20 years to be doing this. There's no rush. As long as I'm contributing to the world, then there's no rush to do anything. There's no rush to stop. There's no rush to get another brand new product out there. As long as I'm keeping up to date, as long as I'm educating myself all the time. And I'm not that arrogant that I think I know everything, because I'm learning from you, my students as well. And not my students, that's the wrong thing to say. The students of the YDF program, I'm learning from you all the time. And I mean all the time. Somebody kind of puts a post in the YDF group, and I'm going in there and saying, oh, I didn't actually know that, so I'll go and research it and I'll build up my knowledge. So I'm learning from you as much as you're learning from me as well. So I'm not that arrogant to think I know everything, and I never will be. I've always got my feet on the ground, and I want to educate myself as much as possible. I want to learn all the new things that are coming out. I want to learn as much about Facebook as possible, all the nuances and all the algorithm changes and everything else. And a lot of people that have gone, they're online, they're no longer here. They were big back in the day. It seems to me that they were not arrogant, but they didn't keep up with their own education, and they thought they kind of knew it all, and thought, okay, they've cracked it for a couple of years, they're making lots of money, they don't need to do anything else, they don't need to keep up to date or anything, because they've got this 1, 2, 3 programs, they've got it. And they just kind of disappear after that. But I still want to be here in 20 years doing a live show, for example. It might look a wee bit different, it might be bald or something like that, but I still want to be doing this. And doing that, I have to educate myself every single day, and that's what I love doing. And it's that contribution factor that I love most about what I'm doing online. Love the money. Money's brilliant, but I've realised over the last couple of months there's not that much money been coming in. But I still love what I'm doing. It's because of that contribution factor as well. I think that was it. It was just my kind of thoughts, what I was thinking last night when I was out taking a dog a walk, and just thinking about when I was on a break as well, just the kind of journey. And I just thought I'd share it with you. I don't know if that if it does make sense or not. I'm just going to read a few comments, see if it does make sense. Right, who've got, I'm just going to the bottom. Somebody's having trouble playing the video. Janice Moffat, good day everyone. Personal growth is ongoing, it lasts until your last day. Yes, definitely. But I did give my website to someone else to do. Yeah, as long as you know where your strengths and weaknesses are. I've got a lot of strengths, but I've also got a lot of weaknesses as well. And in the past I always thought, okay, you have to work on the weaknesses so it builds up to where your strengths are. So your weaknesses are down here, your strengths are up here, and I thought you had to work on your weaknesses to get to the same level as your strengths, but you don't. Just keep on working on your strengths so they get stronger and stronger and stronger, and pass all your weaknesses over to somebody else, but still know the basics of what to do. So when you pass over, say for example, website design, when you pass that over, you still know what you're talking about to a designer. If you haven't a clue what you're talking about, they could be taking advantage of you. So that's why it's good to learn everything, every single thing about your business, whether it be the accounts, website design, kind of building a Facebook page or whatever, or social media, or creating images, creating videos. Learn to do every single thing yourself before you pass it on to somebody else. And that way you're not going to get taken advantage of, because you know what you're talking about, and you'll know how to look for the best designers or the best kind of image creators. You know what to look for and the pricing of it as well. So yeah, I agree with that. You never stop learning, or you shouldn't stop learning until your last kind of dying breath. Maria Flynn, what a beautiful message this morning. You're leaving a beautiful legacy. Thank you very much, Maria. Loved the conversation we had as well yesterday with one of our kind of mutual friends. Loved that conversation, and it just shows me that things are going in the right direction. Things are kind of going to explode for YDF and kind of the offshoots of YDF and whatever else we're kind of doing as well. And it's scary, but it's good at the same time as well, because you know you're going to reach so many more people as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, what happens in 2018. Kathy Baker, that's beautiful, Stephen. That's exactly why I come back to check in with you for about 12 months now and joined YDF. It still beggars belief sometimes that people would, I'll not put myself down here, that people would come and listen to me, but I know I do have a lot of knowledge. I've educated myself all those years as well, and I know a lot of stuff that I can pass on to people, and I know it's the way I kind of teach as well. But I still love it when somebody comes and says, you've taught me a lot, and this is why I come back every day to your show, and this is why I joined your program as well. I still go, really? Honestly, I think that's a good thing. It keeps my feet on the ground. I'll never ever get big-headed, never be arrogant, and I'll just always be the same when I meet you in the street, when I meet you at a seminar or something. I'll just always be the same. I always want to keep that as well. So I'm really, truly grateful, Kathy, for you saying that, and just for turning up every day, and for joining the YDF program as well, joining in the YDF group, and just joining in. It's just, I love it. I love the community we've got. I love the energy of the community as well. It's absolutely beautiful. Malathi and Sunderman is saying beautiful thoughts. Thank you very much. I didn't know how this was going to go, because I was just thinking out loud and just thought I'd share it with you. Howard Mann, helping others connects us to the reality of immortal oneness. Yes, that's like a Jungian kind of thought, that, Howard, where we're all connected. And I truly believe we're all connected in some way by this kind of invisible thread. And that, when you kind of realise that, even in business, or more so in business, when you realise we're all connected in some way by an invisible thread, that what you do affects the rest of the world. Even on a minuscule level, whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you say, whatever kind of you believe, whatever action you take, affects the world in there's a tiny ripple effect around the world. And I do truly believe we're all connected to this kind of universal consciousness, and we can tap into that as well if we want. So yeah, I love that thought, Howard. Sheriff Fletcher, greening makes perfect sense. It's a beautiful legacy, Stephen. It is all about making a positive difference in the lives of others. Thanks so much for all you share. It's a beautiful thing indeed. Has made such a difference in my life. I appreciate you. Please know this. A huge thing. Cheryl, I do know this, and I do know, and I really truly appreciate you as well for saying that and turning up every day and kind of with your comments, with your questions, with everything else. I really, really appreciate it. And just being part of this community as well. It's just amazing. So thank you. Caroline McGowan, hope whispers when we have roots and ground ourselves. Love soars when we have wings and believe in ourselves. You have both, Stephen. Oh, that's such a beautiful thing to say. Hope whispers when we have roots and ground ourselves. Love soars when we have wings and believe in ourselves. Love that. Love that, Caroline. Thank you very much. Laurie Emmett, I totally agree. When I had my brick and mortar businesses, it was all about being successful, getting the fancy cars and a big house in the countryside. Once you get all that, you realise it doesn't make you happy, and often you're living someone else's dream. Starting again online has been a chance for me to discover what it is that truly makes me happy. It has taken me way longer than I expected, and many false starts to get to the heart of that. You'd think it would be simple. You think it would be simple, Laurie? But yeah, you've kind of discovered that as well. So that's kind of part of your personal growth as well, and you've discovered exactly what makes you happy. Now it's about getting the balance between the two. You have to make money as well, but still contribute to the world and leave your legacy, and not kind of be asking for money all the time as well. So yeah, I totally agree with you. It's not going to happen overnight. If you think about when you go to university, or when you go to college, or when you go to school, we spend, 12, depending if you go to university or college or not, we spend 12 years of our lives in school, and we don't expect to learn everything overnight. And yet people that come online to start a business online, they think it's all going to happen within the space of a couple of months. But it's not. It's like school. You learn as you go along. You'll make a bit of money here and there to support you, and to really get you to know what you truly want. And that's usually, you'll find in the end, is about contribution. And that's why the title of this is From Personal Growth to Contribution. That's what you'll find in the end. But I can't tell you that. You have to experience that yourself. And Laurie, it sounds like you've experienced that kind of already. You know it's not, you've gone past the personal growth stage. You're now probably in the education stage and the kind of getting the money stage, and then it'll be onto the contribution stage, or they can kind of merge together as well. So yeah, if you think about the number of times or the number of years we spend in school, and we don't expect to learn everything overnight, but people that come online expect to make money overnight, almost within 3 months, 6 months, a year. It might take you 3 years, it might take you 4 years, it might take you 5 years, whatever it takes. But if you love it, does it matter? It doesn't really matter at all. If you love what you're doing, and as long as you've been able to sustain yourself in some way, then it's a good thing. Spend the time writing your blog post, spend the time on your Facebook page, spend the time doing your Facebook lives, spend the time on product creation, on website development, or kind of website design, whatever it is, because it doesn't matter, because you're going to keep on going regardless. You're going to carry on regardless, whatever happens, because you know you love what you do, you know you're helping people in the world. And when you've got that energy inside you where you're contributing and you're helping people, things usually take care of themselves if you believe in what you're doing. So it's about that mindset as well, and that's why we've done the mindset portion of kind of YDF as well, to get you into the right mindset and that the right frame of mind to be doing this business online. Because people say, okay, it's not worked for me after 6 months or a year or 2 years. You keep on going, you show up every day, you keep on going. And that's what I've done, and that's what I've kind of learned as well. And sometimes it's not going to take you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It might take you 6 months before you start seeing success, and then you kind of build on it from there. So I'm glad you kind of get what I mean. Tiffany Reid, Stephen, you have really helped me change my perception of life and business. Thank you for your dedication. I am invested. Thank you so much, Tiffany. And I really appreciate you being invested and turning up. As I said, I truly appreciate my community. Without you, I wouldn't be here, obviously. Howard Mann, being authentic is one of your many great qualities. Yeah, thank you. I hope I am. I hope it comes across that way, because I am just being myself here. Jane Atkinson, you and YDF have made such a difference in my life, and I keep learning and being inspired every single day. Thank you, Jen. And it's you, kind of members like yourself as well, Jen, they're kind of doing it. You're kind of listening to kind of what's been kind of taught, and you're going online, you're doing the live show, you're creating your product, you're creating your services as well, and you're doing it. You don't know what's going to happen, you don't quite know if you've got 100% right, and that's good, because it doesn't have to be perfect, because there is no perfection. We spoke about this yesterday. There is no perfection. You just go out and just think, oh, I could have done this better, and you make the next program better, for example. So I truly appreciate and learn from you as well, Jen. Maria Flynn, we all impact someone else with each thought and breath and action we take. I'm grateful to add my voice to the movement you started. And that's the beautiful thing as well, Maria, about kind of the YDF program. I believe collectively we've made a huge difference in the world. A huge difference. And we've only got 300 people in there. Soon we're going to have 600 people in there. You know what I'm talking about. And after that, in 2018, we'll have, 1,200 people in there, and then it'll be 3,000 people. And collectively, we're all making a huge dent in this kind of negative world that we live in. It's not really a negative world, it's just portrayed as a negative world. But we can change that, and we are changing that, and that's what I love about our group, the YDF, the Bravehearts, because they are. The Bravehearts, and they're doing it. They're just going out there, trying something new, and they're just going for it. Tina Georgette Martin, we learn something new every day, and what we learn we share with others, and it's how we grow and how we learn in this beautiful journey. Yes, I think it behooves us to, for whatever we learn in life, we have to pass that education on to somebody else, whether it be our children, whether it be online, whether it be on a live show, whether it be in an ebook or whatever it is. It behooves us to kind of teach other people that as well, and I think that's why we're here. Ultimately, I think that's truly why we're here on this earth. And there's many other kind of different worlds out there, but on this earth, we are here to help others, I believe. Stephen Webb, hi everyone, joining a little late. I'm getting there with the help from the people on here, and especially YDF. Brilliant, Stephen. You're doing a great job on the live shows as well. Managed to catch one of yours last week as well. I just love kind of what you're doing online, Stephen, and the energy you bring as well. Caroline McGowan saying, got to go. Thanks, Stephen. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Night. Thanks, Caroline, for turning up. Let's see if there's any more. I think that's it for just now. As I said, it was going to be a short one. Okay, that's it for just now. Just wanted to share my thoughts. When I was kind of out walking the dog, I should start a podcast. Thoughts when I'm walking my dog or something. I thought about starting a podcast, but I'm not going to. Just another level of work that I would kind of need to do. What else was I going to tell you? No, I'll save that for another time. So the 100 free tips, Facebook tips and tricks ebook is out. It's at the top if you want to get the 100 tips and tricks that Facebook didn't want you to know. And that's there if you want to click on that, and you can get the free download. That's always available for you as well. And it's a brilliant book. We spent a lot of time on that. There's a few spelling mistakes and stuff like that in it, but hopefully you won't mind that. So I'm going to go just now. I'm going to have to love you and leave you. But thank you for joining me today. Thank you for sharing your thoughts as well today as well. Always love kind of talking to you and kind of interacting with you. Instead of me just kind of teaching, it's better to interact. So thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a brilliant day, and namaste. Take care. Bye now.